Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about my reactions to the Gears of War E-Day stuff that we saw from the Gamescom showing of Xbox yesterday. And now, some behind-the-scenes stuff. I actually was recording this video yesterday, and then I had some mic issues. That's all sorted out now. So now I'm recording it today because it got fixed today. But oh well, better late than never. Obviously, before we get into the video, let's hit that intro. All right. So let's talk some Gears of War E-Day. First off, let's talk about that trailer for the campaign. Yeah, it was really awesome. I loved it. It really showed that like they want you to see that this is going to be a heavy story with you know, obviously action and everything, but like, hey, you're going to feel the weight of what's happening to these characters, and I'll get more into that when I talk about the campaign previews that were released afterward and everything. But yeah, they that trailer was really good. Obviously, you know, we see in it the Locust, or at least Vrock, I believe his name is, which I'm assuming is going to be the final boss of the game. He's speaking, which is, you know, speaking like a caveman, which makes sense. They are cave dwelling people, underground cave dwelling people, but he's speaking like he's a caveman, which is something we haven't really seen too much, which I'm very much enjoying, because I mean, obviously we hear them say stuff, but it's always just like one word, you know, no, secured, stuff like that, or whatever, ground walker. Obviously, you know, boomers and all that stuff just say one word, but I like that we see a little bit more speech coming out of them, because especially to, like, if you've read the comic books, specifically like I want to say it's called The Rise of Rom or something, um like they apparently were just talking to each other like they were just people, you know, just, you know, very bloodthirsty people, but yeah, they were just talking like that. So, you know, not getting that in the games really was a weird thing. I mean, some characters here and there, like there was, I believe his name was the Speaker in Gears 4. You got um the main antagonist in Gears Tactics, that I am now blanking on his name, even though I had it in my head yesterday. Um, Ukon, Ukon. So we've had some characters that spoke, but not, you know, nothing like, so, you know, I'm hoping that maybe we get more like that, where the Locust characters are just, you know, speak like cavemen. That's fine. Um, yeah, obviously this is setting up to show like the feeling, or like what's the tone that we're going to be getting in this campaign, and I'm very much enjoying what we're getting, what we got out of the campaign trailer and everything. And I mean, this is my most anticipated game of the year. I don't know if you could tell, I'm kind of a Gears fan. I don't know if you could really see, but let me move this, and you can see like my collector's editions for the Gears games, because again, I'm very much a fan. It's my favorite gaming franchise. So yeah, obviously I'm looking forward. October can't come soon enough. But that was just one thing that they did. They also had campaign previews that came out from all the different outlets and content creators and everything. Um, and yeah, that's where like, oh, okay, we're really getting some good like uh, tone of what they're going for. Because obviously they're going for that tone of that, hey, there's some shit happening and we don't know, and it is just getting fucked, and we are trying to survive, basically. We got to figure it out and all this other stuff. But there's also some, you know, parts, you know, there was a scene of levity, where at one point Dom is talking about Marcus and Carlos, which is Dom's brother, getting like food poisoning, from eating raw meat, uh, before the locust invasion and everything. And so you see, like, they're trying to show them, like, hey, these people are bonding, and they're, they actually do care enough about each other, and it's a brotherhood, which makes sense, obviously, brothers to the end. Yeah, and you know, obviously they're showing more. It looks like, yeah, they're bringing back some of those open world elements from Gears 5, which I liked it for the most part, but it was just a little weird to have that in a Gears game. Hopefully it just works out better in E-Day. We'll see, but obviously time will tell, and we won't really know until the full game is in our hands. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, yeah, I liked what I saw with you know, it looks like a Gears game, and it's something that I've said in previous podcasts and other videos, whatever. This looks like as if a studio was like, we want to make a Gears game. We're huge Gears fans, but we don't own the rights, so they made Soldiers of Battle or whatever you want to call it, and it feels like that. Like somebody was like, I want to make a Gears game. I'm just gonna make it as close as possible, but they've never really worked on a Gears game. And it's not a bad thing because it feels brand new while also still retaining a lot of uh, what made Gears feel like Gears. The weight, the heaviness of the characters, that crunch, when they're just walking and everything, the punchiness of the shots being fired out of like the Lancer and everything. But the new mechanics, work with now it's sprint instead of roadie run, which doesn't really matter to me. It's running is running. The jump being added, those certain things. Um, so like you saw that still on full display that this is what they're doing, but it's Gears. It's Gears through and through. Um, so yeah. One thing I will say about this that I am curious about, that this is supposed to be a prequel, and I don't know if they've said it was a prequel in like that E-Day Direct they had. I mean, maybe they did, and I'm just not remembering it. Sorry, I'm old. Um, but like, there's spoiler alert or whatever for if you didn't watch the campaign gameplays that were put out there. They show how the Mark II Lancer, which in this is called the Prototype Lancer, is like created, and it's just a guy named Russ who's like, oh, the bayonets didn't work. Well, we'll figure something out. Oh, the chainsaw worked. Let me see. And then he just gives it to him after the scene where Dom is talking about Marcus and Carlos. And that's not how it was before, like in previous lore or whatever. Like, I don't know, this could be a retcon, or maybe this is something that I've been saying, but I've been thinking that maybe this is a complete reboot of the series. But if it's just a retcon, because yeah, in the lore, Marcus's dad, Adam Phoenix, and Marcus, I believe, make the Lancer uh from the advice or whatever from of Ty. So Ty still plays into a part of it with like, oh, I use this chainsaw to kill a locust, but it happens like a year after the locust invasion. So this happening within the span of like 2 days after the locust invasion or whatever it is it's a little weird, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's just a retcon, and this is still prequel, or maybe it is what I think it could be, is that it's just a straight up reboot of the series, which I kind of would prefer a little bit, just because as much as I love Gears 4 and 5, yes, I do love Gears 4 and 5. They're not very well liked with Gears fans, so but yeah. Again, obviously we don't know everything until we get our hands on the game, and again, I can't wait. But yeah. So yeah, that's going to be my thoughts on what they showed yesterday, what they put out and everything. Again, October can't come soon enough. So yeah. As per usual, you like what I do on this channel, you like my podcast, new episodes every Mondays. Uh Whenever things don't happen and we're able to record, you know, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Even give me hate comments and dislike. I don't care. Interact with my videos. But until then, yeah, I've been Everett, and until next time, I'll catch you later.